Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, and this is Stock Trade Ideas for the week of May 18th. We're going to take a look at one trade that was exited last week, three that I'm currently in, and then I'm looking at, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trade ideas, I believe is the right number. Okay. All right, Delta is the first one. Delta is the only one we got out of last week, exited actually on Monday the 11th. So let me get rid of the crosshairs so you can see we got in on this day on the 5th. Thought we were breaking down, got a nice little close here below the 10, and thought we were breaking down, had the 21 below the 55, so the intermediate trend was slightly to the downside. Had been the case for a little while, actually. So I thought, you know, we'd had a couple of moves down to the downside, and I thought we were really going to break wide open in here because we broke this trend line in here too. There was a little, you know, kind of a short-term trend line from here up and through here and broke it on that day. And so our entry was right in here and then got stopped out back up in here about where this line is. So just couldn't give it any more latitude, and it may not be going anywhere. It's really hard to tell based on this price action in the last 2 or 3 days. But anyway, that's one that we exited on the 11th, so in on the 5th, out on the 11th. And the next one is, let's talk about the ones where we got open. Valero, we still got open, and Valero we have been in for a little while here. Let me look to see. I believe we got in on the 28th. Yes, got in on the 28th with puts. So the trade idea was here on this day, and looking for a resumption down. It started to get, you know, nice move back in here. Then all of a sudden we got this counter trend day, and then we pushed sideways basically. And we've really been putting up with that for the last several days. And so Friday was day 13 in this. It's really, really pushing my limit and push my patience. Now we are back up above the 10 in here. So I have tightened up, got a specific stop set. I'm moving it slightly for Monday, adjusting it based on the price action we got. But I do have a specific stop above the price range from Friday to exit the trade if it continues to push higher. So right now, I'm looking for it. I mean, the way this is acting, this could easily just turn right back around, break down through this short-term trend line, and go to the bottom of the Kelter channel, go to the 233-day moving average. You could do that just as easily as it could pushing up right now. So we will see if we get the continuation of the push to the downside. Next one is Qihoo 360. This is a similar type scenario. A little more of the short-term trend is to the downside. So we got the short-term trend down. The long-term trend is down because the 55 is below the 233. A little bit of the reverse of the last one, the Valero. Valero, the long-term trend was still up. And I believe that was the case. Let me just go back to that for a second. Yeah, we still had the 55 above. So we were kind of fighting a little bit of the long-term trends, you know, up. Here, the long-term trend is down. And so we got the short-term trend now in sync with the long-term trend, and we'll see if this rolls on over, kind of like here and here. Now we may be pushing it, looking for a third leg. See, on the 4th is when we got in with puts. Yeah, right here when it broke down and actually kind of hurt us that same day, popped back up, but you know, stayed with it, got nice moves, and then of course we got this little counter trend here, and pulls back down, another little counter trend here. Now the thing is, we've had 3 days, you had 3 days up here, then you pull down, had 3 little days up here, not strong bullish days, and the volume has dropped off. Okay, so I am still looking for a resumption to the downside, and we'll see if we get that or not. I've got a specific exit if it's not going our way. And again, all the details of these are on the Trade Ideas webpage. I always put the details out there. If you're not a subscriber, it's very easy to do. First name and email gives you access to the Trade Ideas webpage and the free PDF I've got for you. And it also gives you, you know, notification as to when I put out posts and that type of thing, and any other updates. All right, SanDisk is the next one we're going to take a look at, and SanDisk is the last one that we're currently in. And this is still acting bearish to me. I mean, we've got all four trend lines aligned negatively. The 55 is below the 233, the 21 is below the 55, and the 10 is slightly below the 21. And we're just getting sideways pushing in here. But, you know, with the Dow, remember on Thursday, what was it, Thursday, Friday, the 2-day push, and look what you get out of SanDisk. So on Wednesday, it closed 67.20, and on Friday, it closed 67.19, basically unchanged over the last 2 days. We got, let's see, the trade idea on SanDisk was opened on the 6th. So this has been right in here on this day. And so we've kind of been sitting through this in here too. And all of the trade ideas that are open have June expirations on them. Okay, so we've got a little bit of time, but I don't like to sit with it too long. Valero is really pushing the limits. Normally, once it gets past 8, I start getting really tight, but decide to sit with Valero, and hopefully it won't hurt us, but we'll see. And let's see. Okay, so that's it for the existing trade. Let's take a look at, okay, this one I've got out on the Trade Ideas webpage. We did not get a fill. Still looking for something on tomorrow. I'm looking for this to continue to try to break down here with Seagate, STX, Seagate Technologies. So the long-term trend has broken below the 233. Now the 21 is above the 55, but the 55 is declining down. And now we got the cross of the 10 below the 21. We had a little pullback, and now we pulled back down below and closed on Friday down below the 10. So I've got a specific entry point that I've adjusted that I'm looking for, and blow that up a little bit. We'll see if we get an entry on it, and then see if we get at least a retest of the low down here. Okay, and then the new ones that we've got. Adobe, this is kind of interesting. I think we got a little reversal bar working here, pushing up in the high up here at the top of the Keltner channel. We've got an ADX of 13, which means it definitely is there's no trend in place. Okay, so no trend in place, top of the Keltner channel, reversal bar happening. I'm looking for an entry. Okay, I'm not saying buy right here at this close, but I've got a specific entry I'll be putting out on the Trade Ideas webpage. The same thing on SolarCity. Now, it's not the exact same thing because SolarCity has been trending a little bit stronger. Actually, the ADX is 40. It's fairly strong. But we're getting this reversal bar, and there's been several of them that have happened. Here, 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 and now here. Now, none of these have showed that they were ready to reverse, and so this may not be either. I've got a specific entry that I'm looking for, and then ready for it to come back down. So we'll see if that happens or not. So these are specifically counter trend plays, okay? You know, clearly the short-term and intermediate trends are to the high side, but sometimes you can get some nice little moves. I mean, look at these moves in here. Now, we'll see whether or not that happens on SolarCity. And again, I've got a specific price action, specific close that has to happen to get an entry point. Same thing on Visa. So there's 3 of these in a row that are reversal bars that I'm seeing in here. And see, what's the ADX on Visa? 24. So a little bit stronger, a little bit of trending action going on, but it's near the top of the Keltner channel, pushes up here, and then we get this reversal bar on Friday. And we are getting bearish divergence on the RSI, not quite so much on DI+, and we're getting it on the demand index. So we're getting some short-term divergence in here, which we'll see whether or not that sets up another, you know, kind of a move, you know, like this. You don't need, you know, especially if you're playing options, you don't need too big a move to make some pretty good money. So we'll see if this plays out. So that's the little move we're making or looking for here on Visa and SolarCity and Adobe. And then the last one today is Wynn Resorts. I think Wynn, we may have done a little 5th wave move down here, and 5 waves into this 5th wave. The interesting thing with this last little leg here, closing below this point, we have got bullish divergence that's showing up on all of the indicators, at least at this point. Now, that could change, but right now, I'm getting bullish divergence. So there's a specific setup. Turtle Soup +1 as what my course members will know exactly what I'm talking about. We talk about that in the setups module. And so this is that's what I'm looking for. It's a specific setup. We'll see if we get it tomorrow. And again, I'll have the details on the Trade Ideas webpage. So a lot of ideas. Sometimes you get to where you got a week and hardly anything showing up, and then some weeks all of a sudden, boom, you get a bunch of them, and you never know. Some of them are going to materialize, some don't. So we'll see. That's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow night with another market update. We'll see how the first day of the week trades and how things are going, and how these things may have panned out in terms of entries, that type of thing. This has been Joe for Beyond the Chart.